Good evening, everyone. It has been a really good week here in Tennessee, but it has also been a really weird week. It's been really slow. So first off, I am filming this intro after all of the footage that you are about to see. And that is just because of how weird and random this week has been. There was some nights where I only got one snake, but those snakes were really good finds. So yeah, there's points in this video where I'm in a different location and sometimes a different state in each clip. So yeah, it's a lot of random stuff, but there's some really good finds in here, so I know you guys are going to love it, but stay tuned and I will see you guys shortly. First find of the day is this little long-tail salamander here in this shale rock outcropping. Now these are really similar to the cave salamanders, but the main difference is obviously they have longer tails. They are yellow instead of the reddish pink that you see on the cave salamanders. And they also prefer shale and sandstone rock outcroppings over the pure limestone rocks and the actual caves that you see the cave salamanders associated with. As you can see, it is right here in this rock crevice. It's pretty dry. I normally don't see them here this time of the year. So pretty cool find. Right here's a shot of the habitat. We're starting to get into some good sandstone rocks, but we're still down here in the lower elevations of this gorge where there's more limestone and shale. So really cool find, but I'm just going to leave this individual in this rock here and we will see what else we can find. And the next find of the day is this attractive little green salamander here in this pure sandstone rock outcropping. Decent sized adult. This is the average size of this species. Now these are one of two members of the genus Aeneates, which is the climbing salamanders that live in the eastern United States. All of the other members of this genus live in the western United States in California, and we have the Sacramento mountain salamander that lives in New Mexico. These also have prehensile tails. As you can see, as they climb, they sort of feel with those. These are closely related to the hickory nut gorge green salamander, which is a much rarer species of climbing salamander that lives about 100 or 200 miles south of here in North Carolina. I'd say, well, really probably about 150 miles south. But yeah, an absolutely gorgeous little green salamander. I'm just going to leave this individual right here in this beautiful sandstone rock outcropping. As you can see, this is a really isolated rock here. There's not many other rocks nearby, but there's lots of nice crevices for these guys to live in. So yeah, gorgeous green salamander. I'm going to leave it right here and we will see what else we can find. And the first herp of the night is this eastern box turtle here. We are right at dusk and I'm actually doing some cruising for some snakes here. Was not expecting to see a box turtle. These are typically very diurnal. You see them moving around in the mornings and sometimes midday, especially after a good rain in the summer. But really unique looking individual. I really wasn't expecting to see one of these at this time of the evening, but I'll take it. Beautiful eastern box turtle. I'm going to move this guy off the road. Okay, buddy, go back this way. I'm going to leave him right here, and hopefully he doesn't get back out in the road and get hit by anything. And yeah, we're going to keep on cruising and we will see what we can find. First snake of the night is this gorgeous little copperhead here. Typically on this road, this is the most common snake that you see, but it's always a pleasure to see them out on the roads. This is just a little young individual here. So I'm going to move him off the road and we should be seeing plenty more of these, so I'm going to keep on cruising and we will see what else we can turn up. And the next snake of the night is this little eastern garter snake here. Pretty cool. It's been slow so far, but we're starting to see diversity. Gorgeous little eastern garter. pretty dark, but it has some nice yellow coloration. I'm just going to let it go right here the way it was crossing, and we will see what else we can find. And the next snake of the night is another copperhead here. This one is probably a yearling. It has nearly lost its little yellow tail. Still super young. Typically they still have more yellow on their tail at this age, so pretty unique. But I'm just going to move this little copperhead off the road here. And the next snake of the night is this absolutely beautiful little montane corn snake here. This was one of my main targets for the night. As you can see, really slender, beautiful pattern. Now these are really common throughout a lot of their range in the southeastern United States, in the coastal plain and in the Piedmont. But once you get here in the mountains of East Tennessee, they become increasingly harder to find. So I always appreciate seeing these montane corns up here in these mountainous areas. If you look here, absolutely beautiful checkered pattern on the belly here. Really beautiful corn snake. As you can see, I've taken a few bites from this little guy. These are still absolutely harmless. A small chihuahua could do much worse than what this corn snake has done to me, so all good. I don't mind taking bites from these at all. They're always a pleasure to work with. Just an absolutely beautiful corn snake. It is about 2 a.m. right now, so the temperatures have dropped off quite a bit. It's around 65 degrees. Corn snakes like it cool. They normally move really late. So it's been a relatively slow night. It's been hours between snakes and a lot of copperheads and really common species, but hopefully it's going to be one of those nights where it picks up really late. So I'm going to get some good photographs of this really nice corn snake here and help him across the road, and we will see what else we can find. So it is now the next night. Last night was extremely slow, so I decided to try some roads closer to home in the Ridge and Valley Mountains of East Tennessee. And the first snake of the night is this beautiful yellow phase, almost kind of a grayish yellow timber rattlesnake here. Absolutely gorgeous. Not a huge adult, just a nice average sized individual crossing the road here. Now in the Ridge and Valley Mountains of East Tennessee, the distribution of these guys is extremely patchy. Typically they are more abundant in the Cumberland Mountains and the Blue Ridge Mountains in Tennessee. But yeah, I'm just going to let this individual slither into the woods here, and we will see what else we can find. Absolutely gorgeous timber. It is now the next morning, and I'm doing some hiking here in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and I just walked upon this black rat snake here hanging out at the edge of this fallen bush. Right here is a closer look at this black rat snake. Notice how it is hanging on to me with its tail. These have really prehensile tails. They are great at climbing trees and really any kind of vertical surface. They're very arboreal. Sometimes you'll even see them on rock walls. As you can see here, it has a nice white coloration near the front of the body, and lower down it is more black. It is currently climbing on my phone here. So really cool find. I'm just going to let this individual cross the road here, and we will see what else we can turn up. Okay guys, I am now in some habitat that is a rattlesnake lover's dream come true. This is a high elevation talus field. and this spot is roughly 5,000 feet above sea level. So you are not really going to get timbers any higher than this. This is about the maximum elevation that you will find them at anywhere in their range. It stays really cool up here year round, but these nice rocky clearings create some really open areas where they can get direct sunlight and bask. So it's enough for a pretty good population to live up here. But I'm going to hike through this really unique habitat here and check every crevice and basking spot, and we will see if we can find some timbers today. And finally, we have a timber rattlesnake sitting here in this habitat. I have been hiking this talus field for about 20 minutes now, and I was starting to get discouraged, and right as I was about to leave, I checked one more area on the far right side of the rock bed here, and sure enough, we have a little sort of a tannish brown timber rattlesnake. Now ironically, this is the exact same color phase as the individual that I road cruised earlier in this video, but the difference is I'm in the Blue Ridge Mountains now, and where this is at is about 3,000 feet higher than where I road cruised that timber. This is roughly 5,000 feet above sea level. So there's not too many places where you can see timbers at these elevations. Once they get up this high, they're very habitat specific because they have to have, you know, the right basking opportunities to survive up here long term. But these talus fields here, as you can see, create a lot of openings, and by midday these get pretty warm, and they are great gestation sites for these timber rattlesnakes. So yeah, just an absolutely gorgeous timber. I'm going to photograph this individual and leave it right here, and hopefully we will be seeing some more of these. So I did not see any other timber rattlesnakes in that rock pile where I was hiking earlier, but on the way down the mountain I decided to flip some logs, and the first log I flipped had this beautiful little Yanalasi salamander. Now if you notice, this is a darker individual. It has a lot of black on its head, and the red stripe is more of a darker maroon kind of red. Just a really clean looking salamander. But I'm probably going to call it a day here. So drop a comment, let me know what you thought about the video and what you would like to see more of. Obviously press that like button, and last but not least, subscribe, because it helps me tremendously. So yeah guys, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.